Hey there. So this is the time of year that we all do this. We want to get rid of our PMS, mood swings, belly fat. Isn't that what you want to do? And the first thing we do is look to our diets. So have you tried the keto diet, the paleo diet, the Whole30 diet? Have you gone pescatarian, maybe vegan, the anti-inflammatory diet? I can go on and on and on, right? And if you've already tried them and you've sustained it, what results have you gotten? Have you been happy with them? See, most diets just don't work, right? And there are so many factors as to why they don't work. And today I'm going to get into those, break them down for you, because diets are meant to fail. And if you want to balance your hormones, get rid of some symptoms like PMS or mood swings, the belly fat, extra weight, boost your fertility and things like that using diet and nutrition, you really have to focus on your body as a woman and nutrition, not diet, not restriction. So today I'm going to break that down for you and let you know what can work and what's going to be sustainable for you. Now, if you like what you hear, or if you know somebody that's planning to go on a diet and has done this before and has been really frustrated with the results, go ahead and share this with them as well. So if you don't know who I am Susanna Poyas. I'm a physician of Asian and functional medicine and an herbalist, and I help women like you balance your hormones, boost your fertility and your energy so that you can, feel better, feel normal, have a baby, and you can all do that without giving up carbs and chocolate. So if you've tried dieting, or if you're anxious to try one of the new trendy diets that are out right now, just wait until I break this down for you, because you want long-lasting results, right? Sustainable results, something that is going to make you happy while you do it. Well, most diets don't do that. And that's because, first and foremost, diets are not designed for long-lasting change. They're not designed for really overhaul a lot of what you're not ready for, which is lifestyle changes. And most of them are restrictive in nature, like calorie counting, portion control, what is a macronutrient, how many micronutrients, do I have enough protein, do I have enough fat? You're sitting there on your plate trying to figure out, what percentage of 1,200 calories are going to work. What is this percentage? That's not normal. Food is meant to be enjoyed, right? Food is a social aspect. There's a social aspect to food as well. So if you're not enjoying who you're eating around or what you're eating, you're not going to do it for very long, because it's going to become a stressful task. So when you sit there and have to watch your calories or count your calories and put it in an app and then jot it down, it's not going to be enjoyable. It's not going to work. It's not going to last. You're not going to do it. So then you're going to go back and revert back to your old patterns of eating. And so these diets are not designed for consistent change. The second place where these diets go wrong is they really just don't address the root causes as to why you feel like you've gained so much weight, why you have consistent belly fat, why you may have inflammation that needs to go down, that's causing PMS, it's causing acne, that's causing other things that you've reached out to, do diet changes or nutrition changes. They don't address the root causes. And that's because most of them focus on the portions, the food itself, not the pattern. We are creatures of habit, and most of the problems that we have get ourselves into in terms of our body are a result of habits. And so diets that focus on calorie counting and switching from meat to chicken, or just concentrating on the food, they don't focus on the patterns that we got there. Maybe you like to eat mac and cheese because when you were little, that's what your mom gave you, which is fine, because we all were led to believe that cheese is really healthy. You got to get your calcium in. And if you don't eat cheese, then how else are your bones going to stay together and not break and all this stuff? So cheese has been healthy, so you eat mac and cheese. And this is a pattern as an adult and becomes a habit. And these are the things that we need to break. We need to understand what food really is, its nourishment, and its emotional. But when you diet, you don't really tap into that. You tap into the stress of your calories and how much you can eat or how much you're going to restrict. And they also don't tap into what you are as a woman, which you are cyclical. And this is where most diets go wrong. Most of them have been designed by doctors who really don't know any nutrition. They hire a ghostwriter or they work with a nutritionist, a mainstream nutritionist. Most other diets are created by former bodybuilders or people that like to really work out. And so they are physically changing their body. They're physically changing their muscle structure and other things. You are a woman, if you have hormonal problems, or if you're just trying to lose weight, or that extra body, the belly fat that just won't go anywhere. These diets are not designed for us. They are not designed for you. The reason why you have belly fat is hormonal. There's a lot of other reasons, it's very complicated, but when you dig down to the root causes, belly fat is stress. It's built up cortisol. It's built up toxins. So no amount of portion control or going paleo or keto and restricting carbs and all this stuff is actually going to start balancing your hormones out just with going to just one of these diets, right? We have to address your underlying structure, which is your hormonal structure. You have to use food as medicine, as a nourishment to start to balance your hormones, not restricting your food and restricting what you have to eat. There's a place for that, and it's very strategic, and it shouldn't last very long. It shouldn't last very long. But you have to understand that your body is cyclical, and your hormones are text messages. And these text messages tell your body what to crave and how to feel. And if you're not in tune with that, then you're going to eat whatever is around you because that's what you're going to binge on, you're going to crave. And if you don't really get that communication in sync, then no amount of dieting, no amount of restriction, no amount of food portioning, or no amount of meat and paleo, whatever, is going to help you understand that or get you the results that are going to be very, very long lasting. I hope you're understanding this, right? And so most diets are not for women. They do not revolve around the changes every single week of how your hormones are changing and how your hormones have been impacted by the foods you've been eating for years or since you've been little. Food are triggers. They are positive triggers and they are negative triggers. Food can be inflammatory and it can be totally disease causing, and it can wreak havoc on specific hormones. For example, dairy can wreak havoc on your estrogen levels. And that's because dairy is growth hormone and estrogen. That's basically what it is. If you have an inflammatory condition like PCOS or endometriosis, it's a good idea not to eat dairy because you have an estrogen dominant condition. So when you eat dairy, you are eating more inflammatory chemicals. So this is not good for your body. It is a negative trigger. It's causing inflammation. It's causing pain. It's causing weight gain. It's causing other things in your body, right? So when you understand how food is a trigger and how food can be medicine and when to eat what, because your cycle changes you and your body, then you're going to have long-lasting results for a woman, for you, for your body, for your hormonal cycle. And this is going to last until you're 50. So if you are not in tune with your own cycle and know about the changes that your brain is telling you that you're craving, then no amount of dieting, whichever you subscribe to, be it plant-based, vegan, paleo, keto, Mediterranean, is going to actually get you the results that you want. So what really works? Tapping into where you are in your cycle, what you are craving, and understanding what foods are going to nourish you at the right time and at the right amounts that are actually going to feed your nutrition, feed your hormonal change, and boost your fertility, boost your energy, and limit the pain and the inflammation, right? So you got to tap into your cycle. You got to know what you are doing every single week. The second thing is you got to know what foods are really damaging to your hormones, to everybody's hormones, and which foods are critical to nourish it. You don't really need to restrict so much food when you have this strategy of knowing when you should eat certain foods so that you can nourish yourself, and what you should really stay away from if you have a certain condition or a certain propensity. For example, in Chinese medicine, or in holistic medicine in general, when a woman is on her period, traditionally we recommend foods for you to eat foods that are red and iron building, such as lamb or beef, or lentils, or things like that, because you are losing blood, and drink a lot of fluids. Because you're losing blood, you're losing a lot of fluids, and you're losing a lot of iron. So traditionally, red foods have a lot of antioxidants, a lot of iron building foods like beets and lentils. So this is what I mean to eat with your cycle. Eat and nourish your body. It's not about calorie counting. It's not about restricting. It's not about saying, going vegan and saying no to meat or dairy, meat and things forever because of a certain philosophy. This is about your body, your cycle, nourishing your hormones, because these hormones are critical text messages that make your body, your brain crave things that your body needs. It's all about this feedback loop and this message of your body needs something, your brain is trying to tell you what it needs. And if you're not listening at the right time and eating the right foods, then things are going to go haywire. You're going to crave dairy. You're going to crave those nachos with a big slab of sour cream and olives and all this stuff, and all the mac and cheese and all the cookies. And that's where we go wrong. And that's when we pack on that belly fat that won't ever go away, or those love handles, that muffin top. That's when we pack on those pounds. That's when we start to break out. And that's when women, don't get the results and they feel like PMS is normal, which is not. Because when you understand your cycle and you understand how to nourish your cycle with the right foods, PMS won't be this emotional roller coaster. It will be a change, but you'll be used to it. So if you want more information on how you can do this for yourself, and this is not a diet, it's a lifestyle, right? It's a lifestyle in owning your cycle, owning your hormonal balance, owning what it is to change every single week, because you change every single week. That's just how we are designed. That's how we are programmed. And you can use food to benefit you during this time. Now, if you want help with it, I have my Reset Rescue coming up. It's an awesome way to reset your hormones so that we can actually decrease those triggers that I talked about that affect critical hormones, that when are imbalanced, you gain weight, you feel crummy, you don't feel happy, you binge, your fertility might be off. things like that. So it's really important to address triggers that address, that affect estrogen, cortisol, your thyroid, insulin. All of these are major hormones that need to be addressed and can be addressed simply by using food alone. And so in my reset, I guide you through that. And this month, I'm doing something really awesome. I'm adding on to the reset, and I'm going 4 weeks live in training you how to start boosting hormonal health and going through a nourishing phase using your cycle and using foods, just like I mentioned before, like for your period, what you need to replenish. Because we believe that when there's little of something, you need to replenish. When there's too much of something that's harmful, we need to decrease. And that's what the reset is. It is not a diet. It's replenishing what needs to be replenished and decreasing what needs to be decreased so that we can remove all these triggers that are causing all of this, this imbalance that has you seeking out wanting to change your diet in the first place. When you do it the right way, when you do it in a nourishing way, when you do it in a balancing way, in a pro-hormonal, pro-nourishing, and pro-woman way, you're going to get long-lasting, sustainable results because you are working with your body and the way you have been programmed. And that's how it's going to be for the next, 50 years or so. And so if you want more help, go ahead and reach out. There's information in the link below, and you can always go ahead and comment reset, and I will reach out personally to you to give you more feedback on any questions you may have. All right, so take care, and I hope to see you all in the reset. It's going to be a lot of fun.